And Republican Congressman Steve King of Iowa, who has been listening to the president make his remarks in the East Room. Congressman, what's your take?
Well, at first, I understand the emotion that flows out of this, the backlash on the AIG people and the bonuses. And in fact, I agree with some of that, and maybe even most of it. If contracts exist, I'm not for abrogating contracts, but I would present this another way, and that is, couldn't we just ask for AIG people who are in line for these bonuses for the first one to step up and say, I'm going to forgo my bonus, maybe the second one will follow? Colonel Travis drew a line down at the Alamo, and everybody but one stepped across it. Couldn't that happen at AIG? And if not, then couldn't you say, why don't you then qualify for this check by cleaning out your desk?
Congressman King, real quick, I know you're a free markets guy. I wrote a lot of your pieces in the past, but here's the thing. The president just now talking about regulatory reform with the banks, coming back to Congress, coming back to you to work with you to put more regulation in place. Can you argue with them at this point that we need more regulatory power over these companies?
No, I think there's going to have to be some. The question is, what form does it take? There was a perverse incentive in place for AIG employees who were able to take their commissions out up front and pass the risk on to the taxpayers. I'd want to fix that perverse incentive. If we're going to do regulation, let's go back and look back under historically and find out how we got here. The Community Reinvestment Act is one of those. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac being undercapitalized is another one. AIG being a market unto itself with no one having the capability to measure and evaluate those risks except AIG themselves. Let's look at breaking up AIG into 5 or more pieces like we did Ma Bell. If there's any entity in America that's too big to be allowed to fail, we need to divide it up so that it's no longer too big to be allowed to fail. I'm for all of those things that would be part of a reform package. I don't think we're going to get it out of the current leadership in Congress.
Well, Congressman, there is so much to talk about. We'd love to have you back. Thanks for speaking with Fox Business today, Congressman Steve King from Iowa. Thank you, sir. Always good to talk to you. And real quick, let's pull up the boards because